Okay, I have 30 minutes until my laundry is ready, and I have to go get it. So this is going to be a fast episode. We are going to move through this as fast as possible, and something is wrong with the lighting. Hold on. Got that done. Let me just, pop that. Why is it so light sensitive? Is that a camera problem? Is it a me problem? I have to, shift this around. That'll have to do. Okay, that's really annoying. Can I fix that with? It's better we still see the glare, but that glare is not there normally. Come on. I don't know why it's so reflective right now. And leaning it all the way down just makes it worse. I think we're just going to have to live with that. Whatever. Okay. Good evening, college football fans, and welcome to a bonus episode of College Football 26 season-long Imperialism. On Sunday, during our playoff reaction stream that we had two different teams lose their extra lives, so there's none left on the board. Penn State and Florida are both fully vulnerable to the next challenge to their existence. Also, this is something I was pointing out, just with the general nature of imperialism. This tournament offers a great opportunity for teams that did not do as well in real life to still cling on to the hope of winning something late in the season. And I am looking at you, Notre Dame. If there are any Notre Dame fans out there who are feeling some type of way about the way the CFP turned out, you have some refuge in this tournament. We'll see if Notre Dame plays today. I sincerely doubt it because we're only doing 2 games today just to make up for the 2 that we have to get done after the extra live games that we had on Sunday. The first is going to feature LSU. Second could be anybody because we have narrowed down every single team that hadn't played yet. The only one that hasn't is LSU. So we will spin the arrow first to find out where the Tigers will play to start out this episode. And let's pull it up right now to make that happen. It's either Alabama or Florida State. Here we go. That is going to be Southwest, and that is going to be pretty definitively the Crimson Tide. So we get an SEC battle here. Alabama's already beaten Tulane in their only game of the season so far. But now they have to face one of their most bitter rivals in the LSU Tigers. Let's get it set up. Okay. This is a high-stakes SEC showdown with a fantastic environment. Ty Simpson and the Alabama Crimson Tide running out into their home stadium for the first time in this tournament, taking on the last team to play that we haven't seen yet, the LSU Tigers. They were horribly underwhelming this year. They fired their coach and then, hired some guy from Mississippi that nobody's really heard of. Just kidding. They brought in Lane Kiffin in one of the most controversial hiring searches in college football history. Of course, he's not in this game. This is College Football 26. They still have Brian Kelly on their sideline if he decided to be in this game. I don't know if he did. But here we go. We're underway. LSU will return this one. And he'll make one little juke move and then get taken down at the 19-yard line. I forgot to set up the rosters for this game, but that's fine. There's only 2 games we're doing, and we're just flying through them. If this one does end up being close, I'm going to pause it and set that up and then, cut that out of the final broadcast as well. So if we already haven't had enough technical difficulties in this game. Here's Nussmeier dropping back. Throwing short. That's going to be caught by number 0 for an LSU first down in the opening play. That's Thomas making that catch, and that will take us right to Super Sim. There we go. LSU will not start with a touchdown. Alabama won't either. Tigers get a field goal. Alabama suddenly in huge trouble. It's 7-3, 10-7. LSU keeping it close. Alabama can't respond. We're in the fourth quarter, 10-10. And stop. And we're going to jump back in here, 13-10. Alabama has the ball at their own 7-yard line, 3rd and 6, with 3.5 to go. Can they make it out of trouble here? If they don't, then LSU might win this ball game outright. Simpson sends Ryan Williams in motion. Doesn't hand it to him. They're going to run the ball on 3rd and 6. Despite the fact that Jam Miller only has 12 carries for 16 yards, they're like, yeah, you know what the best option is? We're going to run the ball and just give up. Losing football right there as they lose the football. LSU will get it back with an opportunity to run the clock out and upset the Tide, this college football playoff team, in their home stadium. So here's Garrett Nussmeier with everything to play for. They're going to hand off to number 29, and number 96 is there for Alabama. It's Tim Keenan III making the tackle on Caden Durham, the running back for LSU. And Bama calls their first timeout. They are going do or die on this set of downs, nothing else. 2nd and 10. Nussmeier going to go with a speed option to the left side, and they shut him down before he can get anywhere. There's Alabama's second timeout. He's wearing number 18. I don't know who that is. LSU. Number 18. Oh, he switched to number 18. Okay. Nussmeier, under pressure, on 3rd down, gets the throw away. It's going to be caught, but he cannot get the first down. That's Aaron Anderson making the catch, but he cannot escape the Alabama defense. It's 4th and 2. Alabama's called their last timeout, and I would assume the Tigers will go for the field goal, and they will. It's Damian Ramos. From 49 yards to give him a 6-point lead. The kick is up, and it is good. Sailing straight through the middle to make this a 16-10 ball game with 2:41 to go. The Bama defense did their job, and now it'll come down to one drive with no timeouts for Ty Simpson to prove himself. And let's get some proper lighting here. There we go. Here comes the return from number 7 for Bama. I believe that's Cole Adams making the return as Simpson gets the Tide set up. Season on the line. Simpson under pressure. Throws short to Jam Miller again. And it only picks up 5 and will knock 15 seconds off the clock by default. Another really bad choice. This game is sponsored by Mountain Dew. The mountain is calling. 2:16 to go. Simpson in the shotgun, a 5 wide receiver empty set. There's not even an option to throw it short to the running back, but he finds that option anyway. Completing a short pass to somebody in the corner. It was either Bernard or Williams or who cares. 3rd and 2. They did stop the clock, but Bama's in dire straits. They don't seem to know how to play a 2-minute drill. Like, has Kalen DeBoer fallen off that hard since losing the power of the black hoodie? Hell, I'm wearing a black hoodie right now. That should translate. Simpson throws short. Wide open Ryan Williams, 50, 45 down to the 42-yard line. And Ty Simpson goes over 200 on the day by throwing to the most talented wide receiver in college football right there for a first down on the 2-minute timeout up to the 42-yard line. Bama in business, but they need a touchdown. Field goal does them no good. Simpson waits, throws short. That's gonna be just barely caught by number 87. That's Danny Lewis Jr. making the catch. That was nearly picked. LSU's linebacker crashed in hard, trying to end this drive right here. That was number 0 who almost got there. To Marcus Cooley, the strong safety, nearly got it, but he couldn't pull it off. Ryan Williams in the slot. Simpson waits, wants to throw short. He'll throw intermediate instead, and oh my God. Mansour Delane had the ball in his hands and dropped it 3rd and 5. Just got to go with some sort of spacing concept. Live to fight another day. 1:32 to go. Simpson going to try and run for it, then throws it deep, and that ball is somehow caught. Oh my goodness. Jalen Hale, the redshirt sophomore, brings in a contested catch with 1:25 to go. Alabama on the cusp of taking the lead. Look at that catch. Surviving a whole lot of punishment there. Simpson with 1:13 to go. He drops back, throws to the end zone. That ball is caught. Jalen Hale again has Alabama one extra point away from their second lead of the ball game. Is LSU about to choke this just like they choked away their dignity by hiring Lane Kiffin? We'll see. We shall see. What a catch. A fantastic moment there. With 1:11 to go. It all comes down to the right leg of Connor Talty for Alabama. And here's the kick. Talty lines it up. We've had a couple blocked extra points in this tournament. We don't get one here as the kick goes through as a flag. There's a flag on the play. It might have been like roughing the kicker. I think it's the only possible flag. And that's what it is. Now, what's the choice here? I think they're going to accept it, and they're going to kick it from the 50, which means it's probably going to be a touchback, which doesn't really help Alabama. It makes it worse, actually, because all LSU needs is a field goal to win this game. There goes the kick, and it will sail straight out the back of the end zone. I don't know why they took the penalty if they knew that was going to happen. So Garrett Nussmeier, all he has to do is matriculate the ball about 35 yards with no timeouts, plenty of time on the clock. This first run is going to be taken down, and they are not going to call timeout, which means there's only going to be about 45 seconds left when they snap this ball. They just lose all common sense in moments like this. It's really frustrating to watch. 53 seconds to go. Nussmeier getting everybody set. 47 seconds. He drops back, forced to throw. He's going to throw short, caught by number 1. That's Aaron Anderson getting it again, and LSU calls their first timeout. They're about 25 yards from field goal range. Press coverage on both sides of your screen. Alabama playing very aggressively with the lead here. Nussmeier going to hand it off again, and he is stuffed to the backfield. LSU calls their second timeout. Tim Keenan III with another tackle for loss. A boneheaded decision by LSU's play caller. Press coverage on the outside. Nussmeier fakes the handoff. Has to throw quickly. He does. That ball is tipped and incomplete. I believe it was number 18, Bray Hubbard, the free safety, who crashed in to stop the tip pass from being caught. Sabb was the first guy to get there. It's 3rd and 12 from the 38. Couple guys out of position for Alabama as they line up here. Nussmeier, everything on the line. Throwing it short. It's going to be caught. They will get the first down. The 50, 45, 40, 35. And LSU's in field goal range with 30 seconds to go. As number 2 makes that catch. I don't know his name, but that's a great, great play. And LSU lines up suddenly. Very, very close to winning this game with 30 seconds to go. Nussmeier fakes the handoff, throws deep. That ball is wide open and caught. The spin move down to the 5, and LSU is going to pull off the upset. Alabama is going to have a shocker of a loss here with 24 seconds to go. LSU not calling their timeout. The clock is going to start running. But it doesn't really matter because Berrien Brown, the Kentucky transfer, just with the Tigers into range, they're going to call the timeout with 7 seconds to go. It's going to be a 23-yard field goal to win the ball game for LSU. Kick is up, and it is good. Damian Ramos sends it through for the Tigers. Alabama will have 5 seconds, a wing and a prayer. This would be a total disaster for Alabama. To lose at this point of the tournament, right before this final stretch, You would have much rather seen Florida State get eliminated here, but instead it'll be the Tide unless something crazy happens. 3, 2, they will get one play from the 15-yard line. There are no laterals in CFP 26, so we're just going to get pure chaos. Simpson waits, throws deep. Does he have a man down there? He might. He does not. It's intercepted by number 13, and the LSU Tigers shock the world with a close game upset over Alabama. Showing that they somehow belong. With a good defense, a good quarterback, a good receiving core, they're going to play better than they did under Brian Kelly. Because now Lane Kiffin is in town. A crazy final drive. A beautiful last-second kick from Damian Ramos. And LSU walks out of Bryant-Denny Stadium with a win. How far the Tide have fallen since losing Saban. As we go to the map. Go. Wow. I think this is the biggest territory LSU has ever had. Alabama. I thought you were going to be a big contender. I thought you were going to make a lot of noise in this tournament, but you've gone silent. Bye-bye. That and do all of this. There we go. We're going to see how big we can make this logo. I think that's about as big as we can make it. LSU has their new spot on the map. And watch out, world. They have arrived. Only one more game tonight, but first we got to eliminate Alabama from the wheel with only 33 teams left. All right, this is the first wheel spin where every single team has played at least once. Here we go. Back to the full-size wheel for the rest of the tournament. Who is the unlucky team that'll get picked first? Is it Rice? Somehow. Yes, it is. Rice is all the way down on the southern border of Texas. They're bordering Texas State and somebody else, I believe. LSU, yeah. And Arizona State. So this is a very consequential wheel spin. It could be the Texas State Championship, although it's much more likely that they play LSU. And the Tigers will have to go right back out onto the field immediately after playing their first game. Let's get this arrow out and see whether Rice will play or if they'll just jump straight into the Gulf of Mexico. Here we go. And that is going to be to the right and down, and LSU is going to have to play 2 games in a row. It's an unfortunate fate for the Tigers, but they got to prove themselves against Rice, who already have a Power 4 win on their resume after beating Houston earlier this season. So let's get it set up. Here we go. I believe this is the last team remaining from the American Conference after Tulane lost. And they'll play against an SEC powerhouse down on their luck, but looking to get their swagger back with their new coach, the LSU Tigers, running out at Tiger Stadium. Getting ready to defend their new, very large territory and trying to limit the state of Texas down to just one team left. This environment is just incredible. CFP 26 rates this as the most difficult road environment in the country. So Rice certainly has their work cut out for them. We'll see if they can keep it close or if LSU just runs roughshod over the Owls here in Death Valley. Coach is hyping them up. They're all getting ready to go. Rice is going to kick it off here to get things started. And we are underway in Baton Rouge. Here comes the return. So 20, and he is dropped at the 18-yard line. So Durham and Nussmeier get set for their opening play here. Reinforce who you are and how you win. How do they win? We don't know. It was a very low-scoring affair when they beat Houston. And they can try, really their only hope is to try and make this a low-scoring affair as well, which LSU could do. Their offense is not that good. Nussmeier in 1st and 10. Hands it off to Durham on the inside, and he is stuffed for no gain. And that'll take us to Super Sim. Let's see if Rice can shock the universe here. They get a stop at first, but now it's 3-0, 6-0, 9-0, 9-3, 12-3. Still no touchdowns. Still no touchdowns. 15-3. And stop. 15-6. We're just going to go one play at a time here. (18-6). We're just going to see if Rice can get within one score here. They cannot. 25-6. And that is your ball game. LSU. There we go. Okay. God. Thankfully, this is the stream where everything went wrong. The one with only 2 episodes. Let's go back to the map. There we go. And Rice, you kept it low scoring, but you forgot to score as soon as LSU figured out offense. And that is the end of your pathway. Bye-bye. Which means that Texas State, for the second time in like total imperialism history, has won the Texas Championship. A great accomplishment for them that really just involves winning one game and then sitting back hoping nobody lands on them. So I'm just going to pop that down there. Does that make a zone as large as what LSU has now? It does not. Certainly a weird looking territory. As we... Oh no. No! Damn it. Hold on. Just fix that. There we go. So now the territory is good. We're going to eliminate Rice from the wheel. They're gone. We're down to the top 32 for tonight. There we go. These are your top 32 teams. Everybody's got a big territory now. Nobody can just hide off in the shadows unless you're in Florida. Because now every time you play, you're going to be gaining a lot of territory or losing it all. No one has an extra life. Arizona State is close, and James Madison is 1 win away. But everybody else is just fighting, scrapping, hoping to win that elusive Imperialism title. I will see you guys next Tuesday for a 7-episode standard night as we get down to the top 25 before Christmas.